Welcome back. You're listening to Houston Real Estate Radio. This weekend, Memorial Day weekend, we are paying tribute to our veterans. A lot of people taking off on Monday, having lots of fun, but remember why we celebrate this weekend, and we are paying tribute to our veterans. Last year, I interviewed Tally Hall of the Houston Dynamos, and he told me about a great organization that he participates in, helped found the organization with Brad Davis. And so this year, I've got Brad Davis calling in to talk to us about Banded Brigade Outdoors. They're doing some great stuff over there. Brad Davis is a midfielder and captain for the Houston Dynamos. Giving a shout out to those Houston Dynamos because we like watching you guys. How you doing, Brad?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Thanks for calling in today. So tell me about this veteran organization that you helped found over there. BandedBrigadeOutdoors.org is the website. Tell us about it.
Yeah, it was something that Tally and myself and other group of individuals helped found back in 2012. But it all started. To be honest with you, we all came together through separate paths, and for me, it started kind of back in 2006 when we first came to Houston. The team first came to Houston. My cousin, who I grew up with, I'm very close with. He was serving in the military in Iraq, and got a phone call saying that he had been hit by an IED, and it's something that obviously hit extremely close to home for me, and not knowing if one of my best friends was going to be coming back home or not. And I was able to go to the president of our organization and ask him what could I do, what would the organization be willing to do to help me kind of bring recognition, celebrate these guys, and maybe get out to a game or do something like that. And the president at the time was Oliver Luck, and he, without even skipping a beat, said, "I'll give you, season tickets, so you can bring 4 guys to every game, have them watch or whatever." And then as that progressed, we started to do a military appreciation night, and things started to grow from there. And obviously, here in Texas, the Patriots and things that we have in this great state have supported it extremely well, and it's just kind of grown since 2006. But going into 2012, we thought we should officially start something and create a 501c3, and that's where Banded Brigade Outdoors comes from. And the support has been unbelievable. Tally and I were definitely they're at the forefront of starting the organization, but we also have some great people behind the scenes that do a fantastic job for us as well.
Do you guys, do most of your veteran participants in the program, do they come from here in Texas, or do you have it, is it a nationwide organization or mostly here in Texas?
It is mostly here in Texas. We have done a couple of different hunts outside of the state, but we are, mostly here in the Texas territory. We find, the local community is what created this and what helped create this, and they've been so passionate behind it. We felt like it was important for us to try and stay local and take care of as many local folks and veterans and active duty members of our military as possible. These are the people that have supported what we do, have come to our games, and in turn we want to do as much as we can to support them in our community. Sure.
Well, tell me about Haley Carter. What's she doing with you guys?
Haley Carter is goalie with the Houston Dash. That's our women's professional team. She actually served in the military. I don't know how long she was there, but I know she served in our military for a few years, and she's come back now, and like I said, she's a goalie for the Houston Dash, and she's got a program that she does that's called Haley's Heroes, and that is what she does for Military Appreciation Night with her team. And we kind of teamed up last year. She came to me and said, I'd love to do this. I love what you guys are doing. I think it's really cool. Would you like to partner up? And we'll do a Military Appreciation Night for the Houston Dash, and all the proceeds will go back to BBO. Would you be interested in doing something like that? And obviously, we thought that her support was fantastic. So, we wanted to do that. So, we went and showed her support and helped her out as much as we possibly could as an organization. Right. And hopefully we can do that again this year. I think it's extremely important. I think it was a great thing for her to come to us and, two Houston teams showing support for one another with an organization that, means so much to so many people.
Yeah, so she served in the Marines. That's great that she's gotten involved in this.
Yeah, it's and that shows you that when you truthfully get people that have actually been in the environment, actually served for our country, come back with great feedback and tell you, what you're doing really means a lot to a lot of people, and you're doing the right things. I mean, that makes you feel good as
sure,
as a person and as a citizen, and it really makes you realize that they're understanding the fact of how thankful you are for what they've done for us in
right.
this country.
Yeah. Well, and that's why we're doing this show this weekend. We like to show appreciation for our veterans and their families and talk about and highlight programs that are doing a great job for them. I know you've got a lot of information about this on your website, bandedbrigadeoutdoors.org. It's banded, BANDED, brigadeoutdoors.org. How can people get involved who want to be involved in this charity? What can they do?
They can go to the website first and foremost. We have an application process for folks that have served in our military, that are actively serving or have served. We have and that's the other great thing I like about our organization, is we have no restrictions to what you've done. If you've served our country in any way, shape, or form, we're going to help you. And it's not a knock on other organizations. It's just a lot of them you get that you have to be injured in a certain way or have some sort of standard that you have to set to be involved. Ours is, if you served, we'll happily take you out. And the other thing is we don't just take the individual out. We've had people call and say, I want to be able to show my kid, and these have been men and women that have been injured or disabled in certain ways, that have said, I want to be able to take out my son or my daughter and show them that I can be, a real daddy again. I want to show them that I can still do things just because I'm limited to a wheelchair or I can't get around the way I used to be. I want to be able to still show my kids that I can be here and I can support them and still do these types of things. And that's one thing I absolutely love. If you were to see when these guys come out with their kids and the way these men and women can light up and their kids can light up to see, their mom or their dad back out, in the outdoors doing something they know they love but they haven't been able to do for a long time. It is, especially if you have kids, it's it brings a tear to your eye. It really does.
Do you have kids, Brad?
What's that?
Do you have kids?
Yes, I do.
Yes, it kind of reminds you of that, gives you that feeling, when you're really proud,
Yeah, it's just it's so humbling to really see it. But you can sign up on our website. There's an application process. You can say what you like to do, if you like to hunt, if you like to fish, if you like to skeet shoot, bird hunt, duck hunt, whatever it is, and or if it's just coming out to one of the ranches we have access to and bringing a kid and bringing your kids out and just getting out and hanging out for a weekend, whatever it may be. We try and cater to whatever the needs of the individuals are in their families. So
now,
I really like the way we set this up, and I really feel like we're doing some good things, and the feedback's been extremely positive as well.
That's great. So these guys go out to these ranches and they can hunt, fish, all those things that you named. Do y'all actually own any land, or do you just lease different ranches around the state?
We have one that we have leased, and then around the state, we've just kind of teamed up with other ranches that have heard about us and know what we're doing, and have allowed us to come out and do a hunt. And they're kind of like, we'll see. We get hit up by, a lot of people that are doing these types of things, but we'll kind of give you a vetted process of, we'll let you come out and put on a hunt, and if it's going the way we think it's going to go, then we can come back. And we haven't had one that's turned around and turned us down. So
That's
we actually have quite a few. You can look on the website as well that are around Texas. And then here in Texas, we actually have one lease, as I said, and then we actually own some land in Wyoming. We do a big hunt up in Wyoming, in this little town of Graybull. These people have totally accepted us. They heard about us, and there's families up there that own thousands and thousands of acres, and they actually gave our organization access to a bunch of land for like $1 lease for it's pretty much as long as we want. So
that's fantastic.
It's really, really cool that they accepted that. I mean, they've kind of opened their arms and opened their pockets to us and things like that. So it's really cool what people are doing, and the town of Grable has really done something special for us.
That's fantastic. All right, Brad Davis over there at the Houston Dynamos. And you guys can find out more about the organization, the veteran organization that he is supporting and helped found. It's bandedbrigadeoutdoors.org, doing some great things for our veterans. Thank you, Brad. We appreciate what you're doing. And we really appreciate what you're doing and how you're getting so involved and helping our veterans. It's a great thing.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks for listening to Houston Real Estate Radio. If you've got a real estate question, you can always call it in, 281-882-8088. We'll be happy to answer your real estate questions right here every Sunday between 11 and noon. Catch us on Facebook. We post a lot of our videos out there, and you can also find any of the show that you missed. If you missed any of it, you can find it online at HoustonRealEstateRadio.com.
People often find themselves in need of storage and moving, but don't want the hassle and stress. Sound familiar? Well, at Zippy Shell, we make storage and moving easy. Zippy Shell will deliver a storage container to your home or business. You load it at your leisure, and we'll take it to one of our safe, convenient storage facilities, or ship it to your final destination. We treat your stuff like it's our stuff, because we understand you're not just giving us your belongings, you're giving us your trust. Zippy Shell. Storage and moving that makes life simple.